could expect them to. Scream, for example, missing sitters, sometimes showing flashes of his brilliance, but not consistently very, very good. SMN, on the other hand, is playing phenomenally well. Like, what was it by the end? 40?
Like 40, 46 or something.
46 kills. Yeah, phenomenal performance from him. So, yeah, you can't take that away from them. And Alternate, in general, you know, we said we weren't expecting them to have the best team play in the world. But I'd say their team play has not been their problem. They've been doing pretty well in general. The only issue you could argue you could level against them is, as you said a couple of times in the game, basically a lack of discipline, not following the plan that they had put out and, you know, doing silly things. But their actual performance, their actual decision making, their shots, everything seems to have been very, very good.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And well, we're live into catch, so I'll sign off about Dusty by saying yeah, just a few moments where Alternate really did some silly things, but on the whole, they look pretty well gelled as a team. Uzi opens up there onto SMN. Let's get ahead into cash. This is the second map, of course, of the best of 3 series, and now Epsilon need this to put us to Mirage, otherwise Alternate are going to do it in 2 maps, and that would just be a crazy result. And it's going to be the A players. Some good smokes are going to allow them entrance onto the bomb site. And Tizian comes out from behind, gets 2 Glock kills, just like that. Gorgeous stuff from him. And having Uzi already got 1 frag, that's going to be a 3-on-4 retake scenario.
And second only to SMN in that last map was Tizian. He was incredible in some situations. So, now it's a defense for Alternate. They are holding the site reasonably well. They know they've just got the time on their side, so they should be fairly cautious. But Epsilon, GMX, runs out, gets the first kill. They're getting onto the site. FXY will get cut down, though. And GMX gets taken down. So, God be last man standing, but Alternate win the round.
Yeah, Tizian wins the round. That was insane. I cannot understand how well he did in that situation. To get the 2 frags initially was a brilliant job, but courtesy of he kind of ran through the smoke, caught the two CTs off guard. But getting those final 2 frags there with like 6 HP in a corner, backed up, was just insane. So fantastic play from Tizian. He got 4. And then, as you said, God being the one-on-one comes up big for his team. Uzi again gets the entrance bag from main though with a scout to the face on Aprox. But, you know, that happened last round and Alternate was still able to convert. So I won't rule them out just yet. Remember, the rest of his team on the side of Epsilon are not equipped. But a pretty damn sexy start by Uzi once again. He's done that 2 rounds in a row already.
Can't always rely on Tizian now. We've got to remember that. He's very, very good. He's been playing very, very well. But you can't necessarily say, well, you know, we've dropped a pick. But it's all right because Tizian, last time this happened, went, like, staying on us and friggin' killed everybody. You can't... That's not a game plan. But... Of course, if you can, if he does just, you know, if it is a consistent fact, I guess you can rely on it, and it certainly is proving to be so far. SMN gets another, so it's now a 3-on-4 for the CTs. Epsilon, they need to get their stuff in order here, because FXY gets his first kill, but still a 3-on-3. Running out of time.
Yeah, they kind of left the bomb in spawn, and I don't think they knew what they wanted to do. They just wanted to get some picks and then decide, and they got the picks onto B, and SMN was able to come in here. SMN's going to find another one onto Uzi. Pretty easy kill. He was on low HP. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like strategy and stuff, very lackadaisical again. It's not that great from Alternate, honestly. They're going to win the round, fine, but they had the guns, and they still dropped 2 members, and They didn't really have a clear plan. It was obvious what they wanted to go for the split and pick system, and it, you know, worked out for them in the end. But once again, not very organised. But hey, who am I to criticise when they're winning the rounds? It's going to be 2-0 for them, and they're kind of carrying on where they left off on Dust 2, if I can get my words out. Epsilon are going to be able to hopefully save 2 guns though. FXO's got that galley, and Scream's managed to salvage a scout, so at least I'll have that going into the next round. Perhaps give the scout to Uzi, and that's a guaranteed entry pick, isn't it, at this point?
Apparently, it has been so far, and one would assume that by simple operant conditioning at this point, you'd learn not to go where you get hit. But well, if it happens and Tizian then proceeds to get a kill anyway, that's still going to be a-okay. Epsilon classic style, it seems, going for this aggressive push with 3 members. Get themselves the first kill. They did save that Galil, and they had the scout. So, another round, another alternate 4 versus 5, although this time it's a 3 versus 5. They failed to get the second kill. And now Tizian, he has to come out huge for his team if they want to get this, but they're not having that much luck so far, and they're getting encircled. This can't be an easy one for them. Tizian, last man standing. Can he take the 3-on-1?
Yeah, let's wait and see. If we can get another frag, isolate some of these gun battles, bring it closer. Oh, tags out, and he gets the frag onto Uzi. This is a 2-on-1 now. FXO has got himself into good position now. He's boosted himself up on the boxes. Tizian just dancing around the barrels. Plenty of time to work with. 40 seconds. They are. I mean, but they should. There's no point to peek because the time's against him until he gets that bomb down. So all they have to do is wait for the plant and then rush in together. If it shows like that, I mean, Tizian got that frag. It would have been a 1-on-1, but GMX actually comes in with a scout. And bearing in mind that was an eco, that's a fantastic round for Epsilon to be winning there. An alternate already actually having won 2, they're going to be straight onto the eco, having lost just 1. So that's a shame for them. And Epsilon with an early answer to the streak that alternate was seemingly displaying, and it's going to be 2-1 with the likelihood of it being 2-1.
Yeah, of course. Remember, CT-sided map. So last time it was alternate that started off with the advantage, but this time Epsilon have done much of that. SMN pushed out, but Tizian is taken down. The best start. He's seeing a slow play here. FXY, FXYO. Zonix actually goes down to fire, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but Aprox is going to try and return fire. P250 in hand. Uzi takes him out very nicely. FXYO is pushed up middle and is actually now rushing to get behind the terrorist side, who are honestly struggling as it is. So SMN now, unless he can just get a lucky headshot. No one was peeking him. He wasn't going to kill the people that were behind him. Obviously, they'd be on full health. They hadn't been fighting. So yeah, I can understand that, but not the best eco.
No, so as expected, Epsilon do pick up that round, and interestingly enough, Ultimate are going to be buying up, and they averaged kind of 3.5k, 4k, which is sure on the terrorist side it's enough to buy up, but it's actually, no, what am I saying? 4 of them have got Kevlar helmet, and they've got a good array of nades, so it probably was a good decision to buy up a little bit earlier actually. And they're going to be going towards A. Finally, an obvious plan from Ultimate. In the previous rounds, they've just been very spread out, split and pick style, but this time around it looks like they've firmly got the decision made, and that's going to be the A push. So let's see if it's going to be a successful one. They have had success here, but
Nope.
Nice Scream's boosted up, just finding frags easy as you like. Can he get a third? No, he can't. So Aprox does answer back, and if they could find the well, actually, I was going to say if they could find the other frag on the bomb site here, they might be able to get in. But fantastic rotate from Epsilon, not wasting any time to rotate at all, is surely going to allow them to win this round.
Yeah, Tizian is the last man. And FXYO is, again, they don't want to push it. They don't want to risk it, but
they shouldn't. I mean,
yeah,
there's
no reason to, but it, you know, if this was the kind of game which CS:GO Lounge ratings would tell you it was, you know, 80% favored for Epsilon, you might think they would be doing stuff like that because, you know, victory. But of course, alternate took the first map, so respect coming out, and AWP also coming out.
Yeah, there's no room for complacency for Epsilon. They just lost the first map, and that was their map choice as well. Just do they picked it, so they cannot be complacent. They cannot be, you know, they can't show too little respect. They have to respect their opponents, otherwise they'll carry on just being exposed, and Ultimate will carry on getting rounds. So it's nice to see that they're not making stupid pushes and stuff, because they've really got to. Really got to tighten things up, you would say. So, yeah, 3-2 anyway. Ultimate are going to be eco, having not won that round. The A push did not work out for them. Epsilon, like I said, with a fantastic rotate. And FX is going to open up onto Tizian. So, things not really going so well for them this round either, so far. And they're just kind of sitting around here, picking with the pistols. That's not really a great idea. You need to kind of just push in and try and overpower them, like, you know, the Glock train. I'm sure most people have heard that phrase. It means you overpower them with numbers. You all rush in, sitting back and picking. Oh, FXO with a one-tap onto Uzi.
Oh dear.
Yeah, sitting back and picking. It's not a great idea with pistols, and another not great idea is one-tapping your teammate. Let's see if Zonix can make it a little bit more expensive, and he won't. GMX is going to find that frag, and it's going to be 4-2. Actually, just before I do throw it over to you, I've been talking for a while, but I'll mention that this is a CT-sided map, so just for the people that don't know, it's kind of a 10-5, 9-6 sort of, on average, scoreline for the CT, so just bear that in mind.
Yeah, and I think what Alternate need to do now, they've been very much letting mid lie. They really haven't been doing much contest. We haven't seen that boost from them yet. And while Epsilon are obviously going to be alert to that kind of thing, you can't just completely ignore it, as seems to have been Alternate's approach so far, but that's what they're going to be doing this round. And then pushing one way, Uzi actually goes down from Zonix through the wall. So you often see players shooting in there, usually to no avail, but now you know why, ladies and gentlemen. That is why people are sometimes there. Alternate now. Prox. And he might get close to an AWP shot, but flashbangs say no. Gonna play it fairly quiet again.
Yeah, so they've got that initial pick, and now they're slowing it right down. I'm not sure if this is a great decision or not. If they wait long enough without making sound, it is, because it would keep Epsilon sort of guessing. It would be like, okay, if they rotate off A. But they're still firing at door, so the fact that they're doing this is making the A play maybe a little bit predictable, a little bit obvious. But they're going to be doing it anyway, and there are two members on this A-bomb side. Make that one as the Prox finds FXYO. And there's Zonix with the frag onto Scream as well, so this defense is crumbling. SMN finds the headshots PM, and that is going to be the round, surely. Unless GMX comes up with some sort of miracle, I don't really see that happening. A fine push from Alternate. Bear in mind, they did get that entrance pick. They got the first frag. Like I said, they kind of made it a bit obvious that they were going to push A, because they sat around and made a lot of noise and really took their time about it. But Epsilon, seemingly not able to adapt, and with the information gathered that there were some members towards A, they didn't really rotate enough players, and the defense wasn't up to snuff. So a good round from Alternate. That's going to be 3-4.
Yeah, indeed. And GMX is looking for some extra kills, but will get taken out. So, although it's not necessarily going to be a problem for them right now, because Epsilon have, when they've been winning these rounds against the Ecos, they've been doing it very cleanly. They haven't really had to worry too much. So they can probably buy this round, and even if they lose it, maybe buy the next one. But
Possibly, yeah.
yeah, it's a bit iffy. It's dependent on circumstance, and that might well be why they haven't got any head armor. Of course, the AK does one-shot you anyway, but you'll see it sometimes. Right now, though, it might make the difference between them buying or not next round, so obviously there's a very big value to it. Zonix firing a few shots through the wall again. SMN being very much quieter than we saw last time. He was both going out of control last map, but also making some silly pushes. And this time he seems very content to just sit here and wait for a pick elsewhere.
Yeah, and God B finds Uzi, so that's going to be another first frag going away of Alternate, and a little bit of a gunfight is going across the door towards short. And Tizian gets fragged by GMX in the vents. And they're very spread out here again. Alternate, they got the opening frag, sorry if I can get my words out. But then they kind of sit around again, and they're so spread out that to push one place makes no sense because they have to group up. I mean, well, it does make sense, but to do it so quickly, they can't because they have to wait until they group up and then decide to go somewhere. But nevertheless, they bring it back to a 3-on-3, make that 3-on-2. As I said, they did group up, and actually this is a smart play. They're going to split up the A-bomb site from A-ramp and main. Scream with a lovely headshot, but that's going to be him dropping after just one frag, and that makes it a 2-on-1. So actually Alternate with a great decision, going all the way through middle and sending one man towards main, which was a really nice play indeed. And now it's just GMX once again is the last man remaining, but whether he wants to go for this clutch or not is another question. And the time's certainly going against him here. I'll probably favour him saving at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Epsilon, they just were not ready for the mid push, as you said. If he can save this rifle, actually they probably can't buy, so maybe worth his effort to try. He gets his one kill, and that will do. Thank you very much, sir. He may keep an eye out just in case he catches sight, but it's not going to happen. So GMX does manage to save an AWP, but the rest of his team are looking a little bit too dicey on the wealth front. Gonna get an M4 just to put himself on the level. But actually, no, they are gonna go for the force buy here, perhaps with armor and CZs. Okay, so it is a bit of a force buy. Okay, right.
Yeah.
I see what they're
Makes
going for
sense.
now, but yeah.
It makes sense because there was a discrepancy in the money. It wasn't even, so a couple of people had a lot of money, so they drop and they buy up. So the money is now even, and of course, having saved the gun, GMX, that makes it a lot easier to buy up in this one. So I can definitely see why they want to buy up here. And you know,
Left
something
with
to
2K,
note.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's somebody with a CZ, but you know they're kind of trying to make the best out of what they've got. But yeah, something to note. Dust 2, remember the rounds were not coming easily as terrorists. It was 10-5 for both teams on CT on Dust 2, and so the fact that they're going tit for tat now, alternate with 4, well, the same score as the CTs essentially as terrorists is it's a great sign for them. Epsilon for me are the ones that are struggling right now. Just to put into picture, you know, the round score. By the way, Scream got the entrance frag there. I was just chatting away. And the A push is going to be happening. But if this time round, a fantastic defense from the CT. So Epsilon that round really stepping up. And the force buy was certainly a good idea in the end.
Yeah, indeed. It worked very, very well for them in the end. I think, I don't want to nitpick, but I think maybe if they had juggled the money a little bit better, they might have been able to get a FAMAS instead of that CZ. But that's just my inner Berglord talking. So we'll see if Zonix. And obviously, it's very, very difficult to actually run the mental maths in your head and work out exactly what you can buy beforehand. But Zonix is going to walk out, get cut down. Nothing too surprising here. It is the Eco Bash, and Aprox is going to be the lead carriage on the Glock train, it seems. Although the train is actually just like random people in random places. Tizian looking with the P250 out of the door. And we'll be able to find Uzi for his troubles and his M4. We'll see if he can do any more damage here. He's got 2 flashbangs. He's got some tools to make some damage. That was missed on the AWP, so
How did
does
he not
catch
get that
Scream
frag?
as well, who didn't seem to be prepared for that possibility. Didn't get the spray control correct, though. He could have taken out PM there.
God B with a massive fail. Should have got that frag. But yeah, Spuddington, as you said, man, a really, really good point is the fact that they're on eco and yet they're still spread out. It's the way alternate plays. I kind of alluded to this vaguely before we started the whole series. They're a team that don't display a lot of organisation. They don't show us a lot of strategies. They do rely on getting those picks and splitting up and just playing kind of as pairs, I suppose, and just pushing them out all around. And yeah, it really is obvious that they're not rife with strategy. But anyway, this is looking a bit more organised as they've taken mid control and they're probably wanting to split up the A bomb site from A ramp, and they've got a man indoors. So this is I do like this strategy, and with mid control in their hands, this could certainly be a successful ploy. No frags going off just yet though, and Epsilon playing mid quite passively. SMN finds the frag onto Scream though. That's going to open up several doors. Uzi is in a bad position. He does get 1 frag, but he was very exposed there. You would expect them to get the refrag on him. Somehow he's managed to escape with his life, which is strange. Good play from Uzi. He's got control of mate. Gets another frag. Can he get another? Brilliant play from Uzi. There's FXO and PM with orbs, so they've come in and got some frags. So after all, Epsilon, even though they were kind of put into a bad position, alternate taking mid control, going up the A ramp there, they make it work for themselves. And with 3 remaining members, they take that round. So that's going to be 7-4. But you know, exactly as I was calling alternate out for not being strategic, they show us a nice strategy. So let's cast this curse. But they're going to be eco again, and let's see once again if they kind of go for a mixed style, like a split and pick, or whether they decide to do a kind of a head-on rush to one of the bomb sites.
Yeah, I'd say Uzi there should have died, honestly. It was...
Yeah, I agree.
It was just straight up bad aim, but the fact that he survived completely ruined the whole situation for alternate, who are now going to be looking like they want to go for A. 3 men on site. Onyx, P250, leading the charge to his grave. SMN, not sufficient of a god today. He did manage some really quite spectacular P250 snipes with that weapon on Dust 2, but this particular one, nothing doing.
Yeah, so alternate going to be brought up again, and it's 8-4. So since I mean, a few rounds ago, since they were going, well, it was 4-all, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 4-all. So Epsilon have come back and won 4 in a row. So they seem to have changed something up, or just given themselves a little slap in the face, and come on guys, we can win this. So they've started to win rounds. Nice opening pick by a Prox, though. Just as I was saying, things were going well for Epsilon, perhaps not so much. PM does drop, and 5 versus 4 situation for the terrorist side is a very, very good position to be in. GMX is going to run through smoke. That is so silly. That is never, ever advisable. And he didn't even pop flash his way out, and he wasn't backed up by anybody. That decision makes no sense by GMX, and I cannot get with that at all.
Like there's a playstyle mismatch here, because you mentioned before, you alluded to it. Alternate likes to play a style where they get the picks. They like to play a style where people that make silly mistakes or even just take high-risk plays get punished. If Epsilon is wont to do that, and they absolutely are, especially on CT's side, they make so many aggressive pushes. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. But that's playing right into Alternate's hand. That's the way they want to go. And now they are going onto the A site. They are, however, suffering some resistance, but it's Scream is the only man.
Oh.
And with the picks, that was an easy round for Alternate.
Yeah, it kind of was, wasn't it? Like I say, again, GMX with a really stupid push. I'm not gonna dance around the fact in the matter of fact. That was a really dumb thing to do, and you wouldn't expect that from Epsilon. It might be a sign of them kind of struggling a little bit mentally, maybe feeling the pressure a little bit. For those of you that can't see at the bottom, there's a everybody can see. For those of you that haven't realised what it means, there's a 1 next to Team Alternate underneath, and whether you want to believe it or not, Alternate 1 does too. 1917. So this is map number 2. And Epsilon need it. They need this map to make it a 3rd map, which would be Mirage. So, yeah, that's the score update for anybody that hasn't worked that out. And, well, in this round, again, Alternate looking very good. 2 entrance picks going their way. Scream's still in position, having rotated round. He does find 1 frag. That's going to bring it back just slightly. And actually, SMN's pretty tagged up. But let's see if they can get the entrance, or whether they want to go all the way back around the site. My words are just coming together. But PM, really struggling to get words out. I'm really sorry.
It's just a sign of a stroke. You don't need to worry.
Yeah,
Tizian now going to be pushing out mid and looking to get GMX here. He's maybe having some trouble with motor control himself there, but did get the kill in the end. And now Scream is the only man defending the site. He is going to have a hell of a lot of trouble. Jumps in the air, falls down a corpse. And that is going to be a 3-on-1 scenario for PM, who has 5 HP. And he also has a basic sense of pattern recognition, so he is not going to be opting to take that particular challenge, and instead is going to decide that discretion, as discretion is the better part of valor, and so cowardice is the better part of discretion, he is going to valiantly hide himself in a corner.
Yeah, very eloquently put. Interesting point in the chat. Do you agree with this? Intrex24 says, seems like Epsilon thinks this is an easy win and is playing recklessly. Do you think that's a factor? Now they've already lost us too. Do you think that actually comes into play still?
I don't know. Yeah, like you'd think if that was the thing, they would have stopped it. I think it's partly their playstyle just in general is taking these high risk, high reward stuff, and maybe it's just a sign they're on tilt and they're like, I've got to do something, and then they make the wrong decision, which is a terrible thing to do. But yeah, humans have never been the most rational of creatures. Last round of the first half though coming in, looks like Epsilon aren't even going to be able to get a full buy here. Deagle, there's double AWP. Nope, it's a pretty solid buy anyway.
Yeah, sure. I mean, 2 AWPs in play. GMX trusted Deagle, so that's a shame for him, but they will obviously try and make it work for himself. Alternate pushing through middle quite aggressively this time round. FXO gets very tagged up, and this Molotov might just see him off actually. Scream's been taken out elsewhere on the map. FXO gets that frag though. Lovely play from him. There's SMN again. Sorry, did I say FXO? I might have said SMN, but
you may have done. I wouldn't have noticed. Yeah, and it's not going to be much longer for FXO to make these plays, because he is not going to be much longer for this world. Does get got
still alive.
I am a little bit shocked, honestly, that he did, but it doesn't make even the blindest bit of difference, except maybe to God B's KDA. But 8-7. That scoreline is not good on Cash at CT.
No, and it's not good for Epsilon versus Alternate. Epsilon are the favourites here, undoubtedly. They're not playing well at all, and you kind of attributed the fact that Epsilon weren't doing as well to, well, they lost quite a few rounds because of silly pushes and stuff. Yeah, that's definitely the case, but not 7 rounds. You know, it hasn't been 7 times that they've made silly mistakes. It's kind of been that Epsilon. I'm sorry, yeah, Epsilon
It's
are
also
basically
alternate on fire, I'd say.
exactly. They've been taking sites very well. They've been very well coordinated. And I said they're kind of a mix and split and pick. Sorry, I'm really don't know what's going on. I need another coffee, but yeah, the split and pick style is kind of what they've been going for. But they've been making it work very well, and you can see the communication is certainly on point for Alternate. So it's not just a case of Epsilon doing silly things, but Alternate are certainly playing very well. But Epsilon have to step it up. That's for sure. Right now we are into the second half. This is the second map. If Epsilon don't win this, then they're going to be out of the tournament, which would be a bit of an upset. Scream is going to find the frag onto Tizian there, and here comes a push on his own from GMX, and he's on his own. He just gets fragged easily, which is another strange play. And SMN's going to find FXO with his pants down. He actually looked like he was taking a number 2, actually. So he gets caught off guard. Now 3-on-1 is going to be the scenario, and it's going to not be going the way of Epsilon. That's going to be the pistol round going the way of Alternate. 8-all with a very real likelihood of it being 10-8. Alternate, man. They're on fire.
Not going well. Epsilon now are staring 10 rounds down in the face. This is... Sorry, not 10 rounds down. 10 rounds on Alternate in the face. And that's a really tough call. That is really, really hard for them to come up against. And that, in fact, is why they have gone for this forced buy. There's Deegs, there's Armor with heads. They are going to be going in. CZs in hand, but there's a lot of people relatively close by, and they just got smoked out. So it's going to be the push, but will Epsilon actually come out the better here? No, they will not. Absolutely not. They get slaughtered like lambs as they get onto the site. However, they suddenly start turning it on, suddenly start turning it around, and it's going to be a 2-on-2. This should still, in theory, favor Alternate, but you can never count out the CZs. Going to be PM now, though, the only man left standing, as the rest do get cut down. They made it expensive, but they're still going to be on the eco here, Epsilon.
Yeah, I mean, they bought up heavily, actually, in the second round. CZs and Kevlar helmet across the board. So, yeah, they're going to have to save again. They didn't get their bomb planted, of course, as well. They haven't had the bomb planted in either of the eco rounds so far. But they made that one a lot more expensive, but Alternate still won it. So that's the important thing here for Alternate. Epsilon this time...
everyone, really.
Yeah, oh yeah, it pretty much was, yeah. But Epsilon are going to be pushing towards this B site. It looks like a simple B play here. Let's see if they can make it work for themselves. If I'm not mistaken, SMN is defending this site, and he's been on form. He's been on such form all night. Oh, God, B's going to throw out this nade. If they push him now, he's going to be caught with his pants on. He gets away with it. FXO is very, very low. Here comes the push. You're going to flash the way in. SMN with the frag. Can he get any more? You would expect him to, but he doesn't. PM finds him. And this might be allowing the team now to get the bomb plant. That's kind of what they wanted. They didn't invest heavily into this round at all, so bomb plant would certainly be a bonus. And a bit of a mixed match firefight going on there. No kills, but there's finally a kill. Screamy does drop. And well, PM's got an M4 here, but he's the only man with a gun, and the rest of his team are pretty low, so I don't expect them to do this. Oh, nice play from Tizian, and that's a very solid retake. 4 members left alive, very tagged up, yes, but that doesn't matter when they've won the round. So that's going to be 10-8. As I said, it could well be. An Alternate now in a very good position, Spuddington. I don't know what's really going on with Epsilon, man. They just don't seem like they've turned up tonight at all.
It's not an expected result. Full stop. There is just no two ways around the issue. There is no single way around the issue. They are just not doing as well as you would expect them to. And I think there are a number of contributing factors, as I've said. I don't think their key players are performing quite up to standard. I think that Alternate's players absolutely are and above their standard. And I think it is this playstyle mismatch as well. So 3 little factors to make the house fall down on Epsilon.
Wow, that's good reaction.
Tournament and knock them out. In fact, I believe the winner of this match goes on to face Virtus Pro, so it may well be Alternate looking at it as the current state unfolds. One did get the first pick this round though, so maybe yet.
Yeah, I mean, that shot was just glorious reaction from FXO. FXO can certainly be a really good AWPer when he's on point. But just the whole team not really showing up, not being consistent today at all. So, yeah, they're gonna have to wake up, because as you said, if they don't win this map specifically, they're out. And you know, Alternate go through to play Virtus Pro. So you're absolutely right in that. There is a third map if needed. That's going to be Mirage. So Epsilon on the harder side is just gonna have to just wake up a little bit and show us kind of what we expect from them and become the team that we all know they can be. Because right now they're not. They're not performing like Epsilon should be. And they're going to be throwing a Molotov towards this A-bomb site, and they've sent one man up A-ramp also, but this is just a bit of a fake here. Uzi's going to be flashing the way out, and there's 2 kills going the way of the terrorist team. There's another frag as well on the A-bomb site, but as I said, that was just a fake. And they've got this B-bomb site. There's a prox with the USPS. He's going to carry on running through. This is crazy play from him. I don't know what he was doing there. He just kept on running. FXO finds that frag. That's going to be 9-10. So, with the first buy round, Epsilon do pick it up, and that's actually going to possibly force an eco onto alternate. I wouldn't be surprised if they force it up just to level out the money, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. So Epsilon now with a chance of leveling things out all square at 10-10 if they can convert this anti-eco now.
Yeah, can't let him plant that bomb no matter what, so I'd better rush him with the AWP. It's certainly a surprising tactic, but there comes a point where the element of surprise is overcome by the element of stupidity. So, this time it's going to be the defense of the B site, maybe, by alternate. B250 SMN. Words we've seen before. Indeed, right now, like he is just going to be left alone. Lonely forever. Zonix goes down from the AWP headshot. Just slowly getting whittled away. A woodwind instrument from a single block of wood. Except, play the instrument, Epsilon wins the round. They are looking for a kill here, and they are in fact going to be pushing through, but that flash didn't actually work out too well. And PM...
Wow,
around a lot of shots.
Again.
SMN. In fact, this is actually now not undoable. This is plausible now. In fact, with the P250, he is also going to chuck in the flash, going to run through the smoke. He possibly didn't need to do that.
He's got an AK as well.
They're playing defensive, though. They know the situation. They know the score. You know, SMN probably doesn't have a defuse either, so... Play the game. Honestly, right now, if I was SMN... I would totally have just done the defuse and like not faked it, just tried it.
Well, for 10 seconds.
On the grounds, on the grounds that they would be like, there's no way he'll possibly try this.
Yeah, there's an argument
probably
for that.
Wouldn't work.
It probably wouldn't. And he's got an AK, so he's done fantastic work saving that gun, getting the frags, and he's going to be able to. He might even drop a prox actually, and. So yeah, so the CT is going to be fully bought up. A really good eco round. SMN is still on form. And actually your argument as well, or not your argument, the thing that you would have done. The bomb was planted for main, so they managed to plant it completely exposed for the main. So it's main plan essentially, and they both hid there. So very, very strong position for them to be in. So SMN knew that. So the likelihood of him getting the round was just next to none. So a good decision in my opinion, saving that gun. And look at this, Epsilon completely eccentric. That all of them going to be pushing in here. Zonix and another man are going to be here to defend, but a very fast rotate is almost going to allow 4, maybe 5 members here on the defense. Scream's going to push now though. He's going to possibly catch them off guard, and he does. Finds that frag. FXO has also got a Molotov kill, but there's SMN from behind. Gets 2, and now the bomb will be planted, but this is a retake situation. It's 3-on-3, so Alternate having done pretty good work bringing it to a 3-on-3. Guess this got B. Scream running through a smoke again. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Reckless play, something we've seen a lot, becoming a bit of a motif for Epsilon's night. Anyway, a 1-on-1 got B, and he gets the 2 frags. Alternate come up big. Courtesy possibly of a little bit of recklessness from Epsilon, but nevertheless a good 1-on-2 play. Coming up big there for his team. God B does win the round. Also SMN with the flank. He got 2 as well, didn't he? So, very, very close. Intense round, but Ultimate pick it up. And that might just force the eco on Epsilon. Actually, it doesn't, but it's getting tight here. And Epsilon, they're running out of rounds. They're on the harder side, so it's kind of, they're in the trickier position here. And you've got to feel on the back of that round win, Alternate, once again, are going to be feeling fairly confident.
Yeah, it was partly based on the fact that SMN got around behind them. Remember that, though. He got 2 kills off of that almost instantly with no response. So, Epsilon is still showing they can potentially win this. Especially with shots like that. SMN goes down like a sack of bricks. But, at the same time, this shouldn't be their map at this point. This is 11 to 10. CT side is favored. It's simple, it's clean. It's a statistical unlikelihood that Epsilon would come out on top from this situation, ignoring the teams themselves. That is looking at the scenario in isolation. But right now, this is looking like it should be Epsilon's push. Should work out for them reasonably well. Only 2 people defending here. Tizian is one of them, though, and you can never count that man out. In these situations, Flash is going out, looking for the slowing down of this push to enable the rotate. Will he get the first kill? No, he will not. And in fact, both of them go down without taking a single man to Scream, which basically signals, through this, we're out.
Yeah, big play from Scream and a really nice strategy from Epsilon. And this is something I was saying earlier on. They, for me, are more organised, not disciplined. How would I put it? They're kind of better prepared. They would probably put more emphasis in practice towards their kind of strategies, and we just saw then how powerful a good strategy can be. You know, they just smoked and flashed their way in. Scream easily got the 2 frags, and that's going to secure them the round. So it's going to be 11-all. It's all square, very, very intense, close match, and this is just fantastic. If you're just joining us, by the way, and you haven't worked out at the bottom there, Alternate did pick up map number 1. That was on Dust 2, and that was 1917. So already we've had a phenomenally close, amazing matchup. And here we are again on map number 2, and it's 11-11. So it could certainly go either way. But as you were saying, statistically, an Alternate being on the easier side, and especially with them being a better team on their CT side, something we certainly saw on Dust 2. You know, I would probably put them. I just don't know if they're favourites at this point. I really can't make up my mind who's going to win this one, but yeah, it's certainly close. We can say that for sure. Zonix and God B have got guns, and the rest of his team are just eco. So you'd expect Epsilon to get this round at least.
Yeah, this should be a sitter, basically. Similar logic, but you never know. Never do count them out. SMN is not pushing aggressively, which is what he's been punished for, I think, twice now, and has potentially cost them rounds on both those cases, being the first pick of the map, being the first pick of the round, rather. First pick of the map is not particularly an accolade you want, but it's actually probably not as bad as being picked off twice. So, Uzi is now going to be pushing out through door, stymied a little bit, but Scream comes out, gets the first headshot, and Epsilon have control of the side. Scream with a second. Maybe this is where the Scream engine starts rumbling. He is starting to get some worryingly good headshots and hasn't looked that impressive so far. Prox gets a kill, but this position known, looks like he's going to be abandoning ship very soon, but they will not let him leave. He will get cut down.
Yeah, so Epsilon pick up another round. They've got the lead now, and Alternate seems to me they're going to be struggling to buy up, so they're going to be on pistols only. Epsilon have really favoured that A play, haven't they? They've gone there, had success nearly every single round. Sorry, they've had success nearly every single round they've had success on. It's been towards A, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, they're definitely favouring that A play.
Well,
and as I say that, the bomb goes towards this B area. So maybe they want to change things up and keep Alternate guessing. Certainly a good idea on the terrorist side.
look at what Alternate have been fooled into doing. Well, this is unlikely to end well for you, Alternate. At the moment, there is a 5-man stack on the wrong site. And Epsilon almost don't seem to be able to believe their eyes. They haven't seen any resistance. They're checking these corners. They're firing out in. And Alternate are standing fast. They believe the push will come on A. It will happen, guys. If you just believe long enough. A Prox is going to return. He's maybe smelling that. Actually, maybe we should have seen this, but I guess this is an eco from them. So
oh yeah,
for the 50-50.
I can see merit in the decision because Epsilon have gone A so many times. I just said that. They've gone A so many times, so it would make sense to stack it, you know?
You think you maybe would leave one person? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like taking risks on ecos. It's a calculated risk, but it is a risk. And if you set up with 5 members there and they do push there, it's going to be extremely strong, and you're probably going to be able to hold the site, you know? But then again, it's a big risk not leaving anybody on the B side, and this risk came back to bite them. So yeah, I can certainly see the merit in sending at least one player to scout out the B site, but at the same time, you know, why not just roll the dice completely and send all 5 over there? But anyway, they're going to be bought up because, of course, that was an eco. And Epsilon, of course, still with the guns, having won a couple in a row now. It's 13-11. It was 11 all, so Epsilon have come back to win 2. And they're edging ever closer to this victory. And, of course, this is the second map. And this, if Epsilon win, we're going to be going to Mirage because Alternate, surprisingly enough, won the first one. Oh, look at that! Tizian through the door! Just picks off Uzi. Just tapping with his M4 through metal. And Uzi's saying OMFG. Which I'm sure everybody knows what that means, but yeah, I'll probably be saying the same thing. That was a bit mental.
Well, they've been spraying. If you think about the actual ratio of bullets sprayed into door versus the number of kills that come out, it's maybe a bit more reasonable to think about it. It's like it's kind of like winning bingo, not like winning the lottery, but it's pretty unlikely. Prox now is going to be trying to defend mid and is going to make himself scarce. Make himself absent himself, in fact. All these things mean the same, and it looks like, actually, we're going to be seeing Epsilon going for a B push here. There are, however, 2 people on the site. Epsilon may not get this to work out as well as they would have liked. They have been mired down here, I think, from the smoke a little bit. That's going to be a problem for them if they can't get the entry frags. PM does, however, start them off. Gob B goes down. SMN returning fire.
Play.
With 2. So, good stuff. But he's out of the picture now. Picture is still looking rosy, though, as Epsilon have only 1 man left. It's FXO. And no time to play with, so he's going to run, try and save that AWP. Don't think we'll be looking for anyone to hunt him. It's not necessarily wise to run into the scope of an AWP. But, still, that puts us to 13-12.
Yeah, solid round there from Alternate. All started with the wallbang from Tizian, which was just a bit ludicrous. But after that, yeah, the B play was well read by Alternate. They set up well for it, and SMN, especially on that side, pinned down. Got 2 frags, so that was a huge play from him. And tonight, I wouldn't expect anything less from him. He's just been playing so well. So, really impressed with SMN tonight. And it's nice to see that he's continued his form onto the next map as well. Often in series, you see a player really step up. Who's your 1 HP again through the door? How is he alive? He's going to be taking
that time
LFMG
he was
again.
Spraying the enemy.
Yeah.
And just happened to be...
yeah, it's just
they,
funny
they followed the
again.
Trajectory, I think.
Yeah, but as I was saying, it's nice to see him carry on form. You often see a player really step up on the one map and then not... not able to carry on and be consistent. Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to do that over the best of 3 series, but he is doing it, so certainly kudos to him. But anyway, it's 4-5, and as I said, Uzi's on 1 HP, so Alternate with a very good chance of making this 13 all. And we might just get another overtime. That'd be awesome.
It's very plausible right now. Epsilon are also not looking brilliant economically. They should be able to buy if they lose this one, but we will be seeing about that. Alternate are looking pretty good, and the time is also running out now. Looks like it's going to be mid and main, and it looks like our Prox is going to be the man. Can he be the man they need, the man they deserve? He's looking for the first kill, but doesn't find it. That Zonic's actually getting a lot of them. Prox does get one in the end, and that's all a really bad result there for Epsilon. FXO is also going to walk out and find Gob B, so... Really not a good performance in that last rush there from Epsilon.
Yeah, 13 all. Wow, this is another incredibly close game. They are going to be able to buy up again, though, because I had quite a lot of bank, having won, I think, 2 or 3 in a row. So they're going to be able to buy up again, as I just said. And FXO has got that off, so it might play an important part in this round. He's been quite quiet, though, in recent times. He hasn't really been getting those entry picks. It's more been about set plays for Epsilon. I mean, remember, they got a few rounds back-to-back having pushed that A with some really nice smokes and flashes. So maybe they should revert back to that kind of play style rather than split and picking. But they are just going to be split and picking, it looks like. I mean, they're actually challenging for mid control, and they've got it. So this isn't just split and picking. They've got something in their minds what they want to do. They want to take mid and split up the A bomb site. And that seems to be what they're going for here. Tizian missing out a few shots against Scream. Scream missing so many shots. You would have expected him there just to land the headshot cleanly and crisply. He is the guy that's so famous for having that amazing aim. Missing so many shots like that is uncharacteristic of him, and it's It's a bit of a personification of Epsilon's performance in, all round tonight. So yeah, that's going to be a 5 versus 4. Prox did get tagged to 6 HP, but they've got such great information here, Alternate. They've got so many members towards this mid and A area. 4 in total. They've left 1 at B. They should be in a good position to defend this.
Well, given SMN's ability to be a one-man army, it's not surprising they've left him there. But the kills are actually going a little bit Epsilon's way here, reducing it to a 3-on-3. Now a 3-on-2, 2-on-2, 2-on-1. Uzi is the man. But is he enough? That is going to be the first kill. He needs to get the second. Lacks the HP to do so, and SMN will take that down. So 14-13. Staring at the eco here, Epsilon. Are they going to buy up? Yes, they are. Forced buy. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's all on the line now. It's a
hard decision, isn't it?
It is. It's always a hard decision. But they're basically saying with this, they want to win every remaining round and win the map in normal time. Of course, Ultimate being on 14, they'd have to do that. They'd have to win every single round. So, big decision, but the decision is made. They're going to be buying up guns. So this is a crucial round now for Alternate. Sorry, for Epsilon. And bearing in mind, guys, Alternate won that first round. Uzi gets tagged again. 25 HP. Tizzy's so close to finding that frag. It's unbelievable how many times that's happened. Uzi, mate, just stop going towards door. It's not working out for you. Never works well for him at all. Don't go into like a war battle with a German online. No, I'm really joking. But yeah, 13-14, Epsilon need this round, and that's a bad start. Uzi going down to 25 HP. They've got a good array of flashes and smokes, and they're going to be pushing through middle, challenging for control. The control is theirs. What they're going to do with it is another question. Looks like they're going to be splitting up the B bomb site. Let's see if Alternate are going to be able to defend this. I get a bit of lag, and as I get the lag,
oh god!
Quick fire frag come in for Alternate, and they lock down the site virtually with ease. A clean sweep, not dropping a single member. SMN yet again performing marvelously for his team. And guys, 13-15, the money, everything, it's just all going against Epsilon. They haven't performed all maps tonight. Every single round they've looked a bit, just all throughout. Consistently they've looked slightly bad, off par. And Alternate on the other hand have looked fantastic. Now just one round away from going through.
It's going to be interesting. They've got to make this work with the force buy this time. It's a worse buy than they had in the previous round. They have scraped together a couple of rifles and CZs, but that could be a huge problem. Okay, can they get onto the site? They're still not rushing out. They're not going mad with this. They know as well that they may have to deal with an AWP. They actually don't, but that is something they weren't privy to. So men on A. Tizian is one of them, performing very solidly. PM is at middle. Can he get anything done here? He's pushing up. He will be seeing someone very soon, but he comes out worse in the duel. Meanwhile, the push is on. Scream onto the site, but he's in the smoke. Epsilon, they're dropping like flies. Uzi is the last man standing. He is going to be in a 1-on-5, and he cannot possibly win out. So, with 16-13 and an 81% chance of losing, according to CSGO Lounge,